Hi, Joel Rollins here for Rave, and I'm with Steve Cook of Draper, and Draper is introducing an entirely new screen technology here at ISE 2014, and we're the first to see it. So for those of you who are getting this podcast today, you're the first ones on that side of the ocean to find out about this. Steve, tell us a little about TecVision.
So the TecVision series of material is basically made with a new screen manufacturing process, and it allows us basically to make screens any of the materials in that family up to 15 feet tall. We can make anything from white, gray, different tints. We can even do custom materials. All of the materials, what they're most known for, it's a premium line of materials. They're most known for improved uniformity, consistency, off-axis viewing, and we can make ambient light rejecting materials. So to start, we're going to have 3 white materials: a 1.3, 1.6, 1.8 gain material. And again, what they do is it allows us to do these materials again with consistency, and then two gray materials that are more ambient light rejecting materials. One a 0.9 gain, that's sort of a standard gray in tint, but it is ambient light rejecting. It's not a regular gray material that doesn't have any reflectivity. This material has reflectivity to it.
What do you consider the most special properties of the TecVision material?
Again, they all have incredible off-axis viewing, great half-gain angles, and again, their consistency in gain. As we make the materials, we can hit the gain on every time. So we won't have like up to 10% error in our gain, which a lot of manufacturers could have up to 10% error when they make their materials.
I understand that even though it's a gain material, it has great off-axis viewing.
Correct. So for instance, if you were to match this up to one of our standard materials that has a gain of 1.5 or somebody else's material that has a gain of 1.5, we're actually getting 1.6 gain on this material here and still better off-axis viewing and uniformity. So it really is a premium, better performing line of materials.
So over here we actually have 2 samples of the new material.
Yep. So this material here on the right is the XH900X gray. So this is a tint that's pretty much a regular gray tint, and it might be a little bit darker than some grays out there, but it also has a lot of reflective components in the formulation. So unlike most standard grays, it's got what some people call sparklies in there to keep the gain up to at least 0.9 and try to reject some of the ambient light away from the audience. It's going to try to take some of this light and reflect it away. The material on the left is a much more ambient light rejecting material. It's a much darker tint gray. It has a lot more of reflective components in it. You know, what some people call the sparklies. So it's really trying to take the off-axis ambient light and reject it away, bounce it to the floor. So the projection light bounces to the audience, but anything really off-axis on the ceiling line, it's going to try to take it and bounce it to the floor. And but still has very good off-axis viewing, and basically it's got a half-gain angle of about 35-degree half-gain angle, and people can sit out in the audience probably out to about 45 degrees and still get a good image.
How long was TecVision in development?
A few years. So basically this new manufacturing process, it took us at least a couple of years to dial in. We've had the process for over 2 years.
And this is exclusive to Draper. And I understand, I heard a rumor in the booth that this had been a very expensive process to develop.
It cost us over $1 million to invest in the process.
If you're a dealer today and you're seeing TecVision for the first time, what do you consider its best applications? What is this really focused on?
So this will probably be marketed more to the design build dealers and the consultants that have applications that are a little more demanding, and the customers are looking for a little bit more, for that application. The specific applications that they go into is kind of all dependent on what everyone's trying to do. You know, the 1.3 gain white is for somebody that might be looking for a little bit more light, you know, in an auditorium where somebody doesn't have enough light output from the projector, so they need a little bit of gain. The 1.6 gain white might be for somebody that just clearly doesn't have enough projector brightness in an auditorium or a bigger environment, that they just need a lot more kick. The 1.8 gain material, you're starting to get to a gain where, you know, you would probably use that for active 3D or chroma-based 3D systems where you need a lot more gain because you lose so much light through the 3D system. So usually 1.7, 1.8 gain material is where, you know, when I work with designers, someone's looking for a lot more gain. All right. These materials here, the grays, are going to be more for applications that have a lot more ambient light in the room. So an application where somebody really wants the most off-axis viewing, they'd use probably this lighter gray material, and it's still got good ambient light rejectance. But if somebody's doing a video conferencing room where there's just a lot of light in the room, and as long as people are sitting within moderate viewing angles, then they're probably going to want to go with this, because this is going to give the best blacks.
Got it. And available when?
Right now. We've already made some for a few applications, so we can ship now.
Great. Will it be in use in the booth?
Yes, yes. So we're going to be bringing you know, partners upstairs. We're on the second floor of our booth. We're going to be bringing them up by invitation to take a look at, you know, all of the materials. We're going to be basically unhooking them and hooking them up if they want to see any of the materials.
Can I put on my dealer hat and come back and take a look?
You can do that.
Thanks very much for being with us, Steve.
All right.
We're looking forward to seeing this in the show.